Okay, let's go.
Just trying to, because I haven't been able to get in the good closing rolls, as you can imagine, with very little cash collected. So far, it's up to like 80 grand. So that's why
Okay.
I'm fine with the selling roll right now. Um, but I've invested in trading before. I was really curious because originally I came to you from the Impact team, working with
Okay.
like Dan and like Yash Kajar and stuff like that.
Yep.
Because Dan said that you're his mentor, and I love the way he was like selling and stuff like that. And he really uh, turned me to you guys because I was with Josh Lyons and the Unicorn Closer Mastermind for 4 months, and I really
Uh,
learned that style of selling.
okay.
And he was basically just giving me his perspective on why it's probably not a great idea.
I mean, everything done well works, right? But yeah, okay. All right, cool, man. And so, like, what are you good at? Like, what are you bad at?
Good at, I would say, being natural on the phones, it's scriptless discovery and navigating that.
Yep.
Probably not as good as handling objections out the gate when starting the call. Like, I'm just not interested, or no, I don't remember getting an ebook. Um, so mainly the objection side of things,
Okay.
and um, that's the main thing.
All right. Perfect, man. All right. And so objections. What's up, JJ? Look at us. We are the acoustic wood panel background people.
Yeah, would have been cool to get 2 for 1 sale or 3 for 1 sale.
I know, right? I don't need discounts. I'm not poor. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. That's fucking funny. Yeah. Alrighty. Well, let's just go through because I think I fucked with the times, and I'm still trying to work out like the notification system on Patreon, Discord. There's a lot of things going on. But are you in Patreon, JJ, or YouTube?
I'm on Patreon.
Okay, sweet. You finding it all right to navigate? Like it's not too much of a shit fight. It's all good. Any feedback?
No, it's easy. I think you gotta be a little bit retarded to not figure it out, but everything played out pretty simple.
Yeah, cool. I'm uploading more and more content to it. And I'm gonna be like the Elon Musk of sales training. Just needs to make his money. Yeah. All right, let's go through some role play. So you said Karma is your name?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You sure you're not a fucking stripper from Vegas? You sure?
That's the first. Well, I've been called Karma the Farmer before, but not that either. Karma the Llama, whatever.
Up to the stage, Karma. Karma to the stage. Right. Where are you from?
I'm from London in the UK, England.
Like London, or where you from?
Yeah, I'm half English and half Nepalese.
Shit.
Yeah, so I was
Top
born
of the
in England.
mountain? Top of the mountain or bottom of the mountain? I'm assuming top of the, I'm assuming the light skinned Nepalese.
Yeah, well, most Nepalese are pretty dark because they just burn in the sun. They ain't got a shelter.
Yeah.
But
Not the rich ones.
yeah, the rich
Right.
ones typically leave. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I
bottom of the
know
mountain.
the Nepalese culture pretty well. I used to have a gym in an area in Sydney that's like heavily Nepalese. And
Oh,
so
really?
like I learned a lot about the culture and like how much the top of the mountain hates the bottom of the mountain, or like all
Fair enough.
the light skinned people and the dark skinned people hate each other.
Did you ever try momos?
I don't think so.
Food. Oh, you got to try it. It's most Nepalese like favorite dish in terms
You're
of
right.
like food
Did you see the guy who just climbed Everest and then skied down it?
or diversification.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. So we're doing objections or discovery?
Nah, so it's just a straight outbound call. So he's
Okay,
going to
cool.
do an outbound, and then we're going to see how we go from there.
Okay, cool.
What's going on?
Hey JJ.
Hey man, how's it going?
Hey man, it's going good, man. Just reaching back out to you. Not long ago, you were looking into our passive income options with AI trading. Does that sound familiar?
Sorry, who is this?
Karma with Rich Capital.
Pharma with Rich Capital?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
reached out not long ago about our AI trading software. Is that right?
yeah. I've seen a few of you guys, but what exactly do you guys do?
Yeah, man, definitely would love to get into it. I mean, it's just a quick call to see if I can just get you the right information, learn a bit about you and your investment goals, if that sounds fair.
Yeah, I thought it was free.
Free? What made you say that?
This is an outbound dial, right? So you would
Outbound.
have you would have just opted in for like to learn more about it.
Okay, yeah.
Hmm.
So it just wanting to learn more about like your guys' AI stuff.
Okay, cool, man. So, I mean, we have like 12 different AI softwares now. So, what I find works best is just understanding a bit about you and your investment goals to make sure you get matched with something that you're actually looking for, if that sounds good.
Yeah, no worries at all.
Cool, man. So, what initially had you interested in AI trading anyway? Like, were you hoping to possibly get a passive income or diversification or replace something which is underperforming?
Yeah, I thought it'd be pretty cool to have like a robot just printing you money.
Okay, cool. And like, why specifically though?
I don't know. I could just sit around making money while I sleep.
Okay, cool, man. And do you trade at the moment? Do you have trading experience?
Yeah, yeah. I've been training for a little while.
Okay, cool. How long for?
Oh, I'd say 6 months.
6 months. Is that part time or
Pardon me. Part
part
time?
time or
Yeah,
full time?
yeah. I spend about like 4 or 5 hours a day.
4 or 5 hours a day.
Yeah, break it up like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours at night.
Okay. What do you trade?
Um, basically like I don't know what some things they trade.
Just do like XYZ. You're right.
Yeah, I trade XYZ.
Okay, cool. And how have you been finding it? Do you like the trading you've been doing for the past 6 months?
Okay, cool.
Um,
So you're off track really early because you're asking them about like what they're there for is like to learn about the automation of trading, right?
Mhm.
Like we're gonna do it for them. So if they trade or if they don't trade, does it make much of a difference to you in the end?
Just to see, just get the juxtaposition of what they're doing now and comparing that to what we offer in terms of
Yeah,
that
but
returns.
I think that what you're saying is just it's a misunderstanding of what that means because it's not what they're doing, it's what they're getting from it. And
Mm.
what you're they don't have to stop trading in order to
No.
get your thing. What they have to do is they want to do something different. So like what has you looking for something different? You know what I
Mm.
mean? It's not about what they do. So it's like, hey JJ?
hey, how's it going?
Yeah, hey JJ man, it's just Matt from XYZ Trading, buddy. How are you?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Oh, you know, not too bad, dude, not too bad. Hey, it looks like you'd asked us to give you a call about some of our kind of AI trading bots. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it sounds about right. It sounds familiar. Who
Yeah,
are you
cool,
guys with?
man. What's that? Sorry.
Who are you guys with?
XYZ Trading.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, cool,
I think
man.
I
So, what
think
kind of sparked your interest? Like, what had you looking at for some trading bots?
I don't know. I saw some of the testimonials that I could make some money.
Okay, and I guess like why trading like this specifically? Like, obviously you want to make more money, but like, what is it about us that you're like, okay, like that seems like it could be a good option?
Well, I saw it seems like it can be kind of automated, so I thought like, hey, like if I can have an automated bot making money while I'm just sitting around doing fuck
Okay,
all, it'd be pretty
okay,
good.
so like a passive income stream.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, cool. So, what are you doing for a passive income stream at the moment?
Nothing right now. Right now, I'm just sort of like doing the trading myself.
Okay, what has you looking into automating it?
That way, I don't have to really spend much time like doing it myself, and maybe it'll be like better at it than me doing it particularly.
Okay, okay. Are you good at it?
Uh, I don't I don't think so. Like I feel like I'm all
No.
right. Like it's not like I make a
Yeah.
huge amount of money, but I'd say I'm not doing like enough that's like gonna get me by.
Okay, so what's the outcome that you're looking for from potentially employing a bot to do it for you?
If I can make like an extra like at least 5K a month, that'd be great.
Like a total?
Yeah, total.
Or sorry, did you say on top of what you're currently doing or total?
Just total, like an extra 5K a month. Like yeah,
Okay,
from the
okay,
bot.
okay. That makes sense, man. All right, so like to be honest, like I'm probably just gonna set the guy right there.
Hmm.
Like I don't know what
Yeah.
else I would require. I'm just doing this. I'm just setting, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what the price point is, like and stuff like that, but like really all I need to do is establish a problem. When I just go, okay, man, like that kind of makes sense. I think that that's within the realms, What I like to make sure that people aren't going to go like, I want to make $100,000 tomorrow. It's like, all right, calm down. So it seems like you have a realistic goal. you know, what really the next steps would be, if you think it's appropriate, is I can get you booked in with one of like the actual strategists. They can take you through and make sure that your situation is actually appropriate for what we're doing, that you have an understanding of how everything works. Because like, you don't just want to like let the boat go loose and have no understanding of what it does, you know. And I do have to get to my next call. So like, would that work? Like, would that help you out if I booked you in one of those guys?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Yeah, for
Let's
sure,
do it.
man. And then I just fucking book them. Like, it'd be 3-4 minutes. Like, I don't
good.
know what else you need, right? Like, do you feel like you need any other pieces of information?
I'm curious, would you ever frame the call? Like
As
pre-frame?
what?
Like just outlining what the call is going to look like for like 5 minutes? Or just go straight into it?
I don't really see the point, because like, I don't want to step on the closer's toes. You know, like, I think a lot of the time setters just try and do too much, you know, and it ends up just kind of not working out great. And then it ends up, you know, just being over the top. And I think it induces no shows. I really think the intrigue is a far better motivator, you know? So like, it's why like in follow up, I used to do a thing like called like the velvet rope, you know, and it was like, hey, like if it was a follow up and they had like another call booked and I couldn't get them over it or whatever, then what I would do is I would go like, okay, well, like, when's your next call? All right, cool. What I can do is I can book you in for like, and I would take a time off for that. And what I actually do is I'll actually like kind of take you behind the velvet rope and I'll show you exactly what clients experience. Would that help you out? That way, like, they really want to like see it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, ooh. And so even if they get really enticed by the next call, like, they have this like little VIP experience waiting for them, you know. So it's a good way for me to get them back on. But I just think like you just don't, you can just make it a bit simpler, you know.
Yeah.
And I think if you just, basically the point of a set call is like, establish the problem, establish that like the solution they're looking, the problems that they have matches up with our solution, and then like kind of go from there. And I'm just going to funnel them into like, I mean, you can talk and the problem, establish that like the solution they're looking, the problems that they have matches up with our solution, and then like kind of go from there. And I'm just going to funnel them into like, I mean, you can talk about their trading, but I don't think it's massively beneficial. I think you're much better off just kind of going like, well, you know, like, what has you looking into automation?
Okay.
Like, that's just a
Makes
better
sense.
route. And then it's like, okay. And then it's like, well, what are you doing at the moment? Nothing. What's kind of changed recently to where you really want to start kind of, you know, getting some automation in place? And you know, like, what are you actually looking for from result wise? Like, why now type thing, you know. You can do that, and it's like, okay, that makes sense. So I think that what we do could work. What I could do is like, because we need more information, obviously, to make sure that you have a full like understanding of what it is, how it works, and make sure it's a good fit and it's within like the realms of what you want to do and what kind of outcomes you're looking for. But like, that's not my job, you know. And so what I can do is get you one of the strategists, and they can go through everything and make sure that this could potentially be a good fit for you, and answer all your questions. Like, would that help you? And I always like to frame it like, would that help you?
Mm.
You know,
Would
it's
that
like,
help you?
because yeah, I just think it's an easier way of doing it.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Okay. I was curious if we could do like a quick role play for like typical things I get at the beginning. Like, they open up with, I'm not interested in, like, who are you? And they try and take the frame and ask me questions. And sometimes
Yeah.
it might be a bit of a struggle getting it back.
Let's just see if JJ's got any questions first, and then we can go from there. Have you got any questions about it?
Right now, the only question I have is like in regards to like I know you were saying like you want to fix one thing at a time in your sales process. Would you say like, you know, obviously besides objection handling, like a lot of times, like I know you guys, I know you specifically do like some analogies and like reframes in the beginning of like, or midway into the discovery if you already feel like the person's going to give objections later on. Because I was reviewing some of your calls with like when you were doing the NEPQ like sales course with some guys, and there was like one individual who was like, who's very nervous, and you were already telling him like, I can tell like you're going to give objections later on. Like, how, when would you say
But
it's like the right?
that's when you're selling. I was selling sales training though, so like, you just got to
Okay.
remember, like, if I'm selling sales training, like,
Yeah.
it's a theatrical sale, because what I'm doing is I'm like, I'm showing my prowess
Yeah.
in sales, and what that does is like makes the person know that I'm better than them at sales.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
You know
it
what I
makes
mean?
sense.
So like that kind of stuff is not massively transferable. I think
Okay.
like the principles of it, but like the fourth wall breaking kind of, you know what I mean, type stuff is not massive. It's not massively
So it's not really
transferable.
needed, like in regard, because like for dentists as an example, like they're very like
You could
egotistic.
try it with dentists. It's worth. You could try it for sure.
Yeah, because like recently I've been doing more of like the analogies, like if you let a lion like behind you instead of just like continuously running, as an example, and like a lot of times like they're still a little bit surface level. Like a lot of times like they're so egotistical that they think the position they're in is okay. So like a
Yeah.
lot of times when it kind of ends up, I don't really try going any more forward until like I feel like, hey, what's the reason? Like what shifted recently for you to want to do this now, since you haven't done anything in the past 6 months? And they still sometimes have a very hard time like moving forward, because by the end of the call they'll still give objections like I need to think about it. So like is there ways like you would like, how far along would you keep doing it at the beginning of like challenging them, I guess, for them to kind of open up? Because like a lot of times they just get pissed off and say like, I don't fucking need this, like fuck off.
Well, I think it depends on like what the point and the outcome of the analogies is. The point of an analogy is to contextualize the asking of a question, right?
Yeah.
Or to potentially make them see things in a different way.
Yeah.
And so, like I think you have you can plan them throughout the whole thing,
Yeah.
right? But they need to be for a reason, So the whole point of that, like giving them the different, like the line behind them, stuff like that. That's just to contextualize being able to ask consequence question.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I would say you can, yeah, you want to plan out your analogies when you do them,
Yeah.
and then you can do them the whole way through. If you're getting thinking about it objections because you're not driving enough urgency,
Yeah.
right? Like that's just
Yeah.
straight up why.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
that's the
mean?
biggest thing. That's why like at the beginning with some of them, it's like I just got off a call now, but I just booked it for another time because he was in the car. And I was basically chatting with him. He was doing like 50K a month for the practice. And that's very, very low. Like that's broke.
Yeah,
And
it's
I was
not
like, how long have you been like that for? He's like, the past like 3-4 years. And I
Jesus.
was kind of like, what shifted now for you to want to actually do something now rather than just waiting another like 6 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, since you've been in that position for the past 2-3 years?
What did he
And
say?
he's just like, oh, I just want to like, grow. Like, I'm just lucky I own the real estate. Otherwise, like I'll probably have to sell it. And then from
Okay.
there, but from there, then when he said I needed to sell it, I was just kind of like, is that what you want? So I didn't know if I should have maybe built a little bit more of like a gap there, but I just asked him like, hey, is that something you want? And he said, no, that's not what I obviously want. And then I said, okay, what is it that you want? But then the goals he was giving, it was like he was doing 50s like 65. I'm like, that's it. Like that's only like 2-3 more patients. So like I have another call with him like on Friday, but like what would you kind of fix? Like what would you try doing in that frame to really build like the
Yeah.
gap? So like by the end of the call, like he's gonna be moving forward, or do your
Well, I mean,
best to help him move forward.
there's nothing you can do to do that. But I think like,
Of course.
the first thing you want to do is like establish a gap that makes sense and then push back on the gap. If the gap is shit, just go like, really? Like that's like 2 more patients. Like, why don't you just go stand outside, wave a sign around? You can get that,
Yeah.
And so it's like really, it's like you wouldn't be on like, generally speaking, like what do you need to do to actually make the practice profitable? So you want to kind of just stay in that loop. The hard part is just keep asking questions in that loop. And
Yeah.
don't leave it until they give you something. And then just go, listen, dude, if you only need 2 more clients, you don't need us.
Okay.
Like if you just need 10 grand a month more, like that's not
Yeah.
really something that there's no ROI for you, like getting a marketing company to do that. If you
Yeah.
actually want to like take it somewhere bigger, and then just go like what's the average dental practice doing?
Average is at least like 150.
Yeah. So be like, so the average dental practice that we see, and I'm not talking about clients, I'm just talking about that we see, is like 150 a month.
Yeah.
And so, like, where do you think your practice can get to? Where should it be? Where would it be when you're happy with it? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
obviously, like, owning the real estate's fine, but like, that's not going to provide you with like a significant income, right?
Yeah.
But what's actually going on? So you really just want to kind of circle the drain until you get the answer, and that's
Yeah.
one of the more harder parts of sales is like just the refusal to move forward when you don't have the information, and
Yeah.
being able to calmly just continue to ask with curiosity.
Yeah.
Right.
Makes
Can you
sense.
put the
Yeah.
aircon on, sweetie? It's super hot. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
that's
Yeah,
just practice that. But like, why?
Yeah.
And then just it's got to be curious. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. That's the biggest thing. Like for, I think a lot of times, like when I'm like there, like sometimes what happens is they'll just give like the surface level enough. Some doctors just fully give it if they're actually like in a pretty like bad predicament. Whereas in some of the other ones, they're a little bit more so like kind of staying around that. So I try holding them there as much as possible, but I think that's usually the reason why I think I kind of like don't hold it enough to the point where when we go through the rest of the call, then I'm getting like to think about objections or like I want to go look at like 4 or 5 other companies as an example.
Yeah. You just start staying in the saddle, like refuse to leave.
Yeah.
And be like, I mean, I can't help you if we don't have like, there's a bunch of analogies, like I can't hit a target I can't see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like I need to be able to see like what is success. We look back, we've been working together for 6 months. What does success look like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, cool. And so you can just keep looping them around and then they're gonna go from there.
Okay, no, it makes sense.
Mr. Nick.
How we doing?
Good buddy. Good. You gotta get yourself a wooden background, mate. We're all doing it.
Yeah. Why do you all have that?
Because we're fucking sick cunts, bro.
You're gangsters?
Yeah. JJ, you're asking another question?
Yeah, I was gonna ask also like when you're practicing role play and stuff, like if I'm doing it with a few other guys, what would you say like is a good way of like strategizing? What's a few?
Fucking homo, bro.
Fuck, that was a bad one.
Role playing
No,
with a few dudes. Mexican.
I didn't think about it. But what's a good, I guess, good way of like, now the rest of it sounds pretty fucking gay, but I mean, like, what's a good way of like practicing, like, making sure, like, I guess, like, I saw in the PDF files, like you were saying, like, do a few minutes and then someone else comes in. So, like, how would you kind of role play with like like 1 or 2 sales guys?
There's a bunch of ways. The goal is just to make it difficult.
Okay.
I was gonna say make it hard, but that kind of didn't sound right. The goal is just to make it difficult. So there's a couple. I mean, we can do one of them now, where it's you have to sell something that you've never sold before, like
Okay.
water filtration. So the point of that one is just to rely on pure sales because you know nothing about the product.
Yeah.
So you really have to like know your process back to front, and if you do, like you'll do fine.
Okay.
The other one is like speed running, right? Where you have like 12 minutes to get through an entire sale, but you can't skip anything or talk fast. And that's to help you practice probing and clarifying and like just like not getting off track at all. Say it again is a really good method as well, where you, the person running the role play, just says say it again, and you have to ask that same question in different words, and you do it like 3. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. So it's like a conversational flexibility exercise. Mind you, I made all of these up. So like they're just my way of doing something from training lots of teams. You know what I mean? And then generally you just want to go like I really struggle with prospects that just talk a ton, or I really struggle with really. So you want to like go difficult versions of that, but they have to relinquish so you can progress. You know what I mean? So that's really what you want to do. It's the train hard, fight easy mentality.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, easy peasy. Nicholas, you got anything for me today? You got the medical device stuff going?
Yeah, I got it going. I don't really have a question right now, to be honest.
No?
Go ahead.
How's the cold calling going?
It's good. It's good. They gave me a list of like closed opportunities, like lost opportunities, which has helped a ton in terms of booking meetings.
Okay.
Really, it's show rate. Actually, that's actually a problem I have right now. These people aren't really showing up to the meetings that I'm setting.
Okay.
And they all go ahead.
Let's go. Let's hear it. Let's go through the. Well, what's your process for when you like book the call? Like, walk me through it.
Right, so ring, ring, ring. Hello?
Yeah, just tell me the booking process. Like, what do you do when you book them?
I say what's a good time, okay, 4:00, and then I book it on the call with them, and then have them confirm it in their email.
Okay. Stupid question. You're confirming the time zone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So the way that I do it, right, is that I always go like, okay, cool, man. So like, first of all, I try and say just like morning or afternoon work best, and I'll try and make sure like that they're gonna have it free. They don't have like kids to pick up or anything like that. So I go, okay, Nick. So like, is kind of morning or afternoon better for you?
Morning.
Morning, sweet. Are there any times that don't work for you? Like you always have a meeting at 10 a.m. or something like
Yeah, 10 a.m. I can.
that? Okay, cool. All right. Well,
Oh wait, you're on mute.
I got 9 o'clock on Thursday. Does that work?
That works.
All right, cool. That's right. Do you guys use like Google Meet, Zoom, phone call?
Google Meet.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, what I'm just gonna do is gonna go ahead and book that in. This is the correct phone number. This is the email. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is the name. You're happy with that name? You don't want to use a fake one?
Yeah.
Mike Oxlong or anything like that? No.
No.
No. All right. Cool. And you've used Google Meet before?
Yep.
All right, cool. So you don't have to be prettied up. It's okay. Now, could you do me a favor? I've just sent you that. Could you open up your email for me and just confirm that you got that? It should be from us. All I need you to do is just click the yes button. That's going to let Mark, who I booked you in with, know that you're actually going to be there. So could you do that for me? Let me know when it's done.
Okay, most of them say yes, but what if you get, oh man, I'm in the car right now, or I got a patient. I'll do that as soon as I'm done dicking around here.
Yeah, for sure. What's a good time? What time do you think that'll be? Because what I'll do is I'll just make a note of it, and then I can just be the nice little pestering guy that makes sure that you get it done. Because Mark's had a tough life. He's only got one leg. He's got 7 children. He tragically died in a car accident, but came back. So we don't want to mess Mark around any more than we have to, right?
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. All right, cool. And also I understand that life gets in the way, and that there may be more important things that come up in between now and then, which is totally cool and normal. If you could do me the favor of just letting me know. So I'm gonna send you a text right now. This is my personal number. Boo. Have you got that? Yep, sweet. All right, cool. So if anything comes up, you need to move, reschedule, your wife leaves you just want to talk about it, just give me a text, and we can make sure that we get it moved. Yeah, we just don't want to leave Marcus 7 children and one leg sitting there, by himself, idle hands and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Is that cool? All right, cool, dude. Is there anything you need from me in between now and the call?
Nope.
All right, cool, dude. I'll see you then.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
So I try and be super likable, make little jokes. I try and I always do something with the closer. It's he's had a rough life. He had 4 wives. They all left him at once. Just something ridiculous like that. You know how these Mormons are, right? So they're just something silly, like that. Okay. He lost both of his legs in a tragic leg losing accident, and just little shit like that. So what it does is it just lightens the mood. I make sure that they've done it. I make sure that it's okay to have to move the time. It's just not a big deal, mate. It's fine. Life is more important than this. And so then they don't feel bad when they can't make it, and they don't just ghost you.
Right.
And it's just kind of a memorable, little way of doing it. And then when you get to when you get in touch with them, right? Then yeah. Hey, the wood background crew. Nick.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
Yeah. Why, Nick? Why? I snap my fingers. You forget you were ever gay.
Yeah, I have to move, I guess. Yeah. Go find somewhere with wood.
You don't have to move. You just buy them, Nick.
Oh, okay.
It's just panels. They're not even expensive. Like $150 a panel or whatever it is. $100 a panel.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I reviewed one of Ben's sales calls and sold myself into the program.
Yeah.
And
what do you mean?
I bought the program he's selling because I reviewed a sales call and I was like, I need that.
He's gonna blow up, dude. He's gonna blow up.
Wait, you're serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. I was reviewing a sales call and
what do you
I
sell, man?
sold myself to it.
More eyeballs.
Yep, that's what we've come down to. It's the truth. Yeah, more eyeballs. I like it. Daniel Isles. I like how he has to. Is it Isles? Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Isles.
Yeah, I like how he has to do his first, and he has to do the I in lowercase, so it just looks like Daniel Lies.
Yeah,
that's so unfortunate. So unfortunate.
It would be nice if he actually texted back. That would be really nice.
Yeah. How good was that testimonial that Andy gave?
No, dude, it was so good. It's it's the real deal, man. It's how can you not text back for a whole weekend when you've got Andy Elliott sending you personal videos? I don't understand. But I guess maybe he
It's
has
fun.
more important things to do. I don't know. It's whatever.
Maybe it does. I'm trying to sell him Dialer, and so I put him in a group chat with Andy Elliott. And
We
Andy's
need
like
Dialer, dude.
the greatest
We need
referrer of all time. He's a fucking mate. He just sits there and does like a 3-minute perfect piece to camera. He's just like, this week I do. And then he's chasing it. He's doing follow up.
Yeah.
It's fucking perfect. Andy's a good dude. If you guys ever get a chance to go to one of his events, you should. Yeah. He's one of those like things, like if you don't want to like Andy Elliott, don't ever meet him. He's a good dude. I thought it was like douchebaggery until I met him and I was like, oh man, you're like one of the nice guys. Because I know all those dudes. I know all those influencer fuckbags. And he's like one of the only ones that I ever actually want to go to dinner with.
Really? I thought he was kind of a d-bag too, but he's like,
Nah, dude, he's such a nice guy, man. He's like fully blown nice human being.
wow.
You know what I mean? Just like genuinely good dude. Yeah.
He gets so much hate though. Like,
Yeah,
so
Brad's a
much hate.
good. Yeah, but he does it on purpose. So like, have you gone into that AI Notion that you guys have and looked at
Yeah.
sales?
It's like
Every
all
single-
his stuff.
Every
Yeah.
single one is Andy, right? And
Yeah.
so I was there when he broke down his content strategy. Basically, he says he cuts himself out of context, knowing it will go viral.
Wow.
And then from there, he like triples down on that, on whatever it is. Like when he said like the 6-pack thing, he just tripled down on it for 3 months. Like that one video got him like millions of followers. And their business does like 6 million a month pure organic. He is the goat of content, bro. The goat. There's no one better. That dude understands social media content on a fucking level that not many people do. But also he's willing to say some things. You know, like I'm not willing to say some of those things.
Me
You know?
neither, dude.
Yeah,
Me
but
neither.
like, dude, the dude's great, man. I got nothing but good things to say about him. Cool. Alrighty. So Nick, so yeah, I think if you work on those, like, it's just a bit of a different strategy and approach. But I think if you really work on the tie down, really tie them down, make sure they know that it's cool if something happens. If they're like busy and in the car, just go like, oh, like when you get into your destination, like where you going? You're like half an hour away. Yeah, cool. All right, cool, man. What I'm gonna do is because like I like to be super professional, and I know that could be very, very annoying. You know, is just I'm gonna give you a little text. I'm just gonna text you now from my personal number. Have you got that? Yep, sweet. All right, cool. Right. If you want to get Pipeline, dude, Pipeline is all about your personal number. Like have two of them. Just get 2 iPhones, whatever, right? You know, and then like just start doing the thing, and then you'll just create this like network effect, and then it's like ding, 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 and then like the moment you get someone to like book in, like make sure that you're following up on what happens to them because you're probably a better closer than whoever's closing. Right. So just keep tally of that. And then if they don't sell them, call them and sell them. There's no faster way to becoming a closer.
Yeah.
Because you're only in the position you're in because it's like medical device and it's a good opportunity and like they want to prove the point, yada yada yada. If you shark a few deals, mate, you don't have many friends, but you'll have the job you want. Yeah, yeah, but you're not there to make friends.
Right.
So I would definitely do that, and then like start asking for referrals. Like referrals are so much easier to get. Like they all know each other. You know, if it's like orthopedic surgeons and shit. Is that what it is? Or no, it's like the med spas and shit. Like that.
Them too, though. Them too. Dermatologists. Those
Yeah.
types.
Right, they all hang out.
Yeah.
You know, doctors are friends with doctors. You know,
Right.
start going to synagogue, mate. Start getting them referrals.
Okay.
Shalom, shalom. You know what I mean? That's where the doctors are.
Yeah. So they have a $3,000 referral fee. So Yeah.
Wow.
yeah, it is.
Like all you gotta do is meet one young like a hustler type dude. You know, you get the vibe. He's like cool dude to talk to. Like you seem like a guy who likes making money. He's like, hell yeah, I like making money. They be like, all right, dude. Everyone that you send me that buys, we'll give you $3,000.
Yeah.
How's that sound? Like, fucking for real? All I gotta do is send these people. All right, sweet ass. You just gotta do a group chat. They buy, I'll give you $3,000. Boom.
Okay.
You know? You gonna get
You
all
give it to
holiday?
all doctors or specific doctors?
What'd you say?
Like your medical devices, is it to all doctors or what's it specifically designed towards?
It's for cellulite and like skin tightening.
Okay. I got a doctor he's a dentist, but he has a med spa. I don't know, but I can give you his as a referral. That guy.
Bro, the chat feature is not on my screen right now. I swear. Sometimes Google
Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to the Outbound course. So we're going to be going over a couple things. What this is not scripting. This is more about outbound process, how to get the most out of it. Okay, how to understand what your dialer is doing, how it's doing it, so you can see if you can make adjustments, and basically everything you need to do in order to have the best possible outcome from your dialing. And then we'll, in a different course, we'll go through the actual scripting and stuff like that. Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be going over what to track, and I'm going to do that by showing you the Dialer IO dashboards. Okay, so we have two different ones. I'm going to show you what we track and why, and that's going to give you, I guess, kind of a good indicator of what I think you should be tracking. Okay, cool. So this is real data. Okay, this is Cole Gordon's data. Okay, so as you can see here, we have this many dial attempts, this many pickups, this many conversions. Okay, so dial attempts is going to track, although it is not an incredibly important metric. What's really more important is like the pickups and the time. Okay, and so if you're not getting enough time, then like you're never going to get to your people. Okay, so as you can see on this one, it's 18.7% pickup rate across these dials, and on a per lead, it's around 46%. Okay, so per dial is an important metric because it's showing you, I guess, like the effective use of like individual time. Okay, and then you've got the more important metric, which is the contact rate per lead. So of the leads that you're attempting to call, how many do you actually speak to? In this case, it's 46%, which is nice and high. You know, once you add in things like text messaging, emails, people who self-book, it's probably well into the 60s. Okay, now, so that's a really, really important one. Like of the leads that you get and the leads that you try to actually speak to, how many do you actually get a hold of? Because a lot of people are, in the 10s and 20s, right? And what's interesting is this unique dial rate, okay, which is a metric that I've never seen tracked anywhere else, but it's an easy one to track, is of the dials that are done, how many are unique leads? Now, obviously, you want to call people more than once to give yourself a good opportunity in order to be able to actually speak to them, because like you could call your mom 10 times and she might only pick up 5 of them. It's not because she doesn't want to speak to you. It's not because she's a low intent, okay? It is just because people are busy. And I can show you times of day and how that kind of affects things later on. But the unique dial rate is around 42%. Anywhere than what we've seen from about 30 to 50 is about ideal. Okay, this means that 42% of all the dials that were done were to individual leads, which means that like you're basically getting to everyone more than twice. If you had a 100% unique dial rate, what you would see is that the pickup rate and the dial rate match and the contact rate match exactly. This is because if this was at 100%, 100% of the dials that you done were individual leads, which means that you're never calling anybody twice, which means that you're severely inhibiting your ability to call people, and you probably either have way too many leads or you have way too few hours being done over the course of that period. Okay, and then if it's at 10%, it means that you are over down leaving bejesus out of everybody. Okay, so this is like their new leads. Okay, if we have a look at overall, okay, see how this goes down overall. Okay, because you add in older leads and all that kind of good stuff. Hey guys, what's up? I'm going to be going over the dialing types or dialing conventions, what they do, when to use them, when you shouldn't be using them, and what they're actually supposed to be used for. Okay, so we're going to be going through them one by one. Okay, so manual dialing. Okay, that's where the agent just sort of manually looks up and hits the dial. There's maximum control, obviously, for the agent. It's the most compliant dialing practice that you can do. It's very personalized. The thing is, it's slow, inconsistent output, lots of human error, stuff like that, and it's very difficult to get good speed to lead and to survive any managerial processes. Okay, but it is the most compliant dialing practice that you can do. Okay, the next one is power dialing. Okay, so power dialing is where the system automatically dials one number sequentially. So like you hit the go button, it dials one, terminates, dials the next, terminates, dials the next, and it proceeds down like a list. It's a one-to-one, so one dial, one lead. Okay, the advantages are that it is very efficient. Okay, the disadvantages are that the dialing is like quick, but not really quick. However, it is non-compliant in a lot of cases unless the marketing has been specifically structured to be able to have it. And you can't dial cell phones in the US through power dialing, and again, unless you have explicit ATDS legislation wording within your opt-ins, which is just from what I've seen unlikely. If it is, then you can use it. If it isn't, then you can't. Every single dial would be a fine of between $500 and $1,500. Okay, so that's power dialing. That's what you see in most dialers, is just standardized power dialing. Then you've got preview dialing, which is one of the better conventions, which is like, it's one of the main conventions that Dialer uses along with some other things, but it's it presents a lead and it creates an automated kind of manual dial, okay? So it lead pops and then it's manual. So think of like you're trying to get a good, like the speed of power dialing with the compliance of manual dialing, but you can be a lot smarter with how you do things. I think it's a phenomenal dialing convention, rarely used, but it is what I would say is the best overall dialing convention, which is why it is part of what we use at Dialer.io. It is not available in a lot of dialing platforms, just so you know, and it does require a fair bit of tech in order to get it right, because you essentially have to decide exactly when each lead will pop and why. So you have to create a fairly heavy rules-based system with lots of automations. Any downside to that is the thing that I just said. Also, you can get lower volume in like a hardcore power dialer. However, you will likely get significantly higher pickup rates. Predictive dialing. This is where you, there's a couple of different versions of predictive dialing. True predictive dialing only exists in a couple of systems, which is where it understands the historic behavior of the agent, the average handle time, stuff like that, and then it will queue up a lead right when it thinks it's about to hang up on the person to minimize downtime. The other type of predictive dialing is where you're dialing sort of 3 to 5 agents, 3 to 5 leads per agent, and it predicts the volume based off of handle times and stuff like that. It's very efficient for large teams, very difficult to maintain compliance, if not borderline impossible, unless you are a large call center that has all the things in place for that. Like, for example, you have to track your abandon rate very, very closely, because if it goes over 3% 30% in any time period, then the FCC fines are comically enormous. So it's a very complex regulatory-based system that, although when done correctly, is quite good. Like we have people on Dialer use it for customers because when you're dealing with buyer leads and customers, the rules are completely different than like opt-ins. Okay. And by the way, none of these things you can do for cold calling. The only convention that is legally allowed with cold calling is preview or manual. That's it. Nothing else. There's no circumstances and where any other thing for cold calling is at all legal. There is not a single thing that you can do, say, or anything under no circumstances is anything but preview and manual dialing legal when it comes to actual true cold calling. And I would say that for insurance, you could argue one way or the other. However, because if it's age leads, I would argue that it would be very difficult to argue in court that is allowed. Okay. Anyway, parallel dialing. This is where you've got one agent which is simultaneously dialing multiple phone numbers, so it's like multi-line dialing, if that makes sense. Very good for extremely high volume, maybe for buyer leads. It is impossible to maintain compliance because it's completely non-compliant for any level of opt-in or cold calling. Progressive dialing is very similar to, it's just another version of multi-line dialing, except it's more advanced to where it's actually dialing in the background and it's meant for high volume with lots of people. It dials in the background, and then there's a group of agents, and as soon as someone answers the phone, it routes it immediately to an agent using a routing system. So it is a awesome if you have buyer leads or you've managed to wrangle the compliance web around that. But it's very good, but it can cause people to be dialed an awful lot. But if they are customers, there's little compliance concern around that. But it is a fantastic system if you're able to use it. And again, we do use that in some instances in Dialer. Okay, the things that you want to bear in mind are the TCPA risk profile. Manual and preview basically have almost no risk. Obviously, you can still overdial people, but one of the things with preview is the reason why it's probably better for compliance is because you can limit that. So I think it's the best overall convention, which is why we use it at Dialer so much. But you get to sort of pre-program all the behaviors and then limit certain things while still getting the advantages of manual dialing. And then from there, you've got the things to consider. Okay, so like if you want really high pickup rates, you want to be going for manual or preview. If you've got customers that you're calling or like low ticket buyers, then progressive is probably going to be progressive, or any power or predictive. For some reason they all start with P. And then you've just got a decision to make on like what compliance things you're happy with. I guess skirting or going after it, but in reality, those are all the dialing conventions. Those are like what you can do with them, and now at least you're educated on that side of things, and you can start making some choices.
Hey guys, this is the
Okay, it's better than nothing. It's 7 o'clock. I'm gonna log out for now. It's better than nothing, I guess. Yeah, today, but I applied. I applied for a job, so yeah, let's go.